People have been asking me to make a guide on zeroing specifically for a while now, which I thought was kind of odd. I've always thought zeroing was a fairly easy concept, and then I remembered that I've been playing FPSs and PC military sim shooters for almost 10 years. PLAYERUNKNOWN'S Battlegrounds brings in a lot of different types of people that don't necessarily have experience in these types of games just because of the kind of game it is. After the amount of time that I've played, it does come naturally to you. I actually had to stop myself a lot and think about why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm zeroing up at my current distance, what's my reasoning for, and can I teach that reasoning to you? The answer is yes. So here's the first step. Learn what a person looks like at 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 meters, and so on. About the farthest you can recognize a moving target with no ADSing or scopes in the game is around 400 to 500 meters, and at this distance they're a dot. Now, when I say learn what a person looks like, what I mean is learn the size difference of a person. The farther away they are, the smaller they are, obviously. This will be slightly different for everyone because not everyone has the exact same screen size or monitor space, but it will be unique to your monitor. Now, how do you test if you're right with how far away you think they are? ADS, zero in using the page up, page down, and fire. Pay attention to the ground around them and see if you see dirt kick up. If you don't see anything at all, then you've probably shot over top of them. If you see blood, well, your zeroing was right on. Always remember to reset your zeroing as well. If you have your zeroing set to 400 meters and you're shooting at someone at 100 meters away, your shots are going to go right over their head, leaving you on the bad end of a firefight. Now, once you have it down with the naked eye, start learning what they look like with a 2x, a 4x, an 8x, and if possible a 15x, but those are so rare it's hard to actually practice with them. That's the hardest way to learn zeroing. But once you learn it in this fashion, you'll be able to zero very quickly and take shots very rapidly at people 200 plus meters away like it's nothing. For the 8x, learn about mil-dot scopes and how to quickly judge zeroing with them without having to change your zeroing distance. The ACOG is fairly simple. It has a 2, 4, 6, and an 8 on it. This is obviously 200, 400, 600 meters, so on and so forth. And the middle points would be 100 meters, 300 meters, etc., etc. Another thing I would recommend is possibly putting your zeroing on different hotkeys. Its default is page up and page down. Mouse hotkeys or something else you can easily reach might be better for you for fast zeroing. Now, regarding range finding using the map, which is your other option, the easier option but the slower option. The easiest way to do it is to find a landmark near them. Sometimes people are hiding out in fields and in bushes. As long as you can find a relatively close landmark or a defining feature on the map you can use to zero to from your current position to help you judge their distance, then you should be able to zero fairly accurately. Something that's within 50 meters or so to them is going to help you out a lot in terms of being able to get your zeroing right. Now, being 50 or so meters over or under them is okay. You're just going to have to adjust your aim to suit it. And that is something that will happen on a regular basis. Let's say you're shooting a target at 250 meters away and you zero to 300 meters. You aim for a headshot and the bullet flies straight over his head. Well, now you're going to want to aim at about his chest level and it'll then probably hit him in the head. That's hot adjustment zeroing, and it's not something that you can do, obviously, with page up or page down. You're just going to have to realize that your shots are going over him, your shots are going under him. However, this is a pretty safe option if you're under zeroing him. So let's say he's at 250 meters and you zero to 200 meters. Your shot's going to drop a little bit more than you're expecting. So if you're aiming for his head, you're more than likely going to hit him in the chest. This is why I always recommend zeroing under as opposed to zeroing over. If you zero under, you can see your shots actually hit the ground and you know, okay, I'm too low. So if you think he's 400, try 300 meters first. See if your shots hit the ground, and if they are, do 400. It's always better to under zero so that you can track yourself better and then slowly go up. It's really hard to track a shot if it goes over their head unless you're using tracers, which this game does not have. So if you're shooting over top of their head because they're at 200 and you're zeroed at 300, you're not going to be able to tell that you're shooting over top of their head. You may be thinking maybe the shots are going into the bush beside him that you can't see at all, or maybe they're going somewhere else in the ground where dirt's not really kicking up, or maybe they're hitting a structure somewhere. That's why it's always better to try to under zero first to make sure you know how far they are. Aside from those tips, zeroing just takes practice before it feels natural to you. It eventually will, and you'll be able to do it very quickly without any kind of issues, but practice is one of those things that does make perfect, especially with this, because it's all about your ability to recognize distances through the tools that you have. That's it for this Pubg Guides, guys. If you like this content and you'd like for me to cover a subject, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to do my best to get actual good tips together that would help you guys regarding that subject. If this video did help you, feel free to hit that like button and sub to the channel for more Pubg's content. You can support the channel directly over at patreon.com, clickable on screen now, and you can watch all the action live over at twitch.tv/GUNZGAMES. I'm Guns. Good luck out there. GG.